What's going on, Brothers and Cards fan? Excited for another episode of Who Do I Collect? It was a lot of fun going through my Peyton Manning cards, and it just brought home the idea of, my collection, it matters to me. I know that your guys' collections matter to you. And if you have any videos out there where you're talking about like your favorite players, like I want to see them. So send them to us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. We would love to see you guys talk about your collections because, man, it's been fun going through mine. And today we are talking about my all-time favorite athlete, Tim Tebow. So Tim Tebow was at Florida the same years that I was in high school. So when I was a freshman in high school, he was a freshman in college. And, obviously the teenage years, very influential years. And I was kind of really starting to take my faith a lot more serious, like as I was going through high school. And especially my sophomore year, I started going to a youth group. Junior year, I was very much involved in that youth group. And my world kind of had like a couple different entities, right? It had football that I was so passionate about. And then it had my faith that I was learning more about and becoming more passionate about. And I was kind of like, how can they like intertwine? How can this be something that, how can one not take away from the other, Tim Tebow was really one that kind of opened my eyes to the idea of football can be your platform, can be your opportunity to share Jesus and to share your confidence in him and share your relationship with him. Man, it really like opened my eyes to see like, okay, like Tim Tebow, one of the best football players in college, Heisman Trophy winner, national champion, just like perfect leader. He's doing it all in the name of Jesus. So what I'm doing in here in Podunk, Greentown, Indiana, playing football, I can also be doing it for Jesus. And so, huge. It was a huge concept for me. And I became an instant Tim Tebow fan when he was doing his thing as a freshman. And then, obviously he took over and dominated the SEC for a few years after that. And kind of along the ride there, I was watching him all the time. I was, listening to anything that I could. I get into college. My first year at Taylor was the year that he was drafted. The first season he played for the Broncos. By the time I was done in college, he was pretty much done in the NFL. So it was kind of like a very, short NFL career. I know a lot of people have had their opinions about it, but even watching him go through all that, it was like so clear that like his faith was his main priority. Even when his NFL career was kind of fizzling out, man, like his faith and his platform and all of that he had established, and he was using that in great ways. And it was just kind of like another, lesson for me that, football is temporary, and, our mission to follow Jesus is forever. And so to see him do that, like without a hitch, was also inspiring to me. So I'm excited to talk about Tim Tebow today. I was able to meet him once. I played quarterback at Taylor University. I wore number 15 because of him. And so I go through and I graduate, and then I'm back coaching a couple years later. The quarterback there, his name is Everett Pollard. He was also wearing number 15. And Tim Tebow came and spoke at Taylor, and through basically like lucky happenstance, we get in a situation where he's in a room getting ready to eat lunch, and he looks at me and Everett and a couple other guys. He's like, "Hey, you guys want to come eat lunch with me?" So we were obviously like, yes. And so we went in there. I got to meet him, got to talk to him, got to tell him I wore 15 for him. Super cool experience. He was just as kind and humble as he always seems to be in any video you've ever seen of him off of the football field. And it was just a super cool experience. I'm very thankful. So we're gonna hop into some of my favorite Tim Tebow cards here. I have a lot. The ones I mainly collect are the ones where you can see the Bible verses on his eye black. So even like cheap dollar cards, if it has the Bible verse on the eye black, I usually pick it up. So one year he did Philippians 4:13 like all year. And then when he got to national championship, he switched up to John 3:16. John 3:16 was actually it was like the most Google search thing there for a while after the national championship, because he wore it on his eye black, so that was pretty cool. But any of the Bible verses. So then his senior year, he wore a different verse every game. And so I've tried to collect all of them. I don't think I've got all of them. But as you can see, some of the pictures going through here, I got a lot. I got a lot of the Bible verses on his eye black. And so, you know, that kind of like powers my collection a little bit, I guess. My favorite card, I bought this right after my son Roman was born. I'm actually not sure which game it was, but as you can see right there, or maybe you can't see in the video, but it's got Romans 1:16, which says, "I am unashamed of the gospel." And you know, we named our son Roman after the book of Romans. But yeah, I found this card shortly after he was born. Had Tim Tebow on card auto with Romans 1:16 on there. Had to have it. Still my favorite Tim Tebow card. Another cool card I have is this one. You know, Immaculate does some weird things. But the fact that his autograph was on the eye black was cool, just, you know, because to me, it's, you know, his eye black is kind of what made me a big fan, because he was putting the Bible verses on there all the time. So this one's got his autograph on the eye black. It's numbered out of 15. And then another card that I like so much that I got 3 of them. That's right, 1 for me, 1 for each son, is this Plates and Patches RPA. It was a redemption from Panini, I believe, but it's got a cool patch. And I got 1 for myself, and then I found another one for a good deal at one point, and thought, you know what, maybe Truman will like this someday. And then once we had Roman, I got a 3rd one. And so just kind of another cool card that will end up in their collection someday. You know, I have a lot of random stuff from his rookie year, with you know, relics and patches and just cool cards. You know, I've got a lot of different Tim Tebow cards that I've picked up. Some moments that stick out, like when he won that playoff game against the Broncos in overtime, or sorry, against the Steelers in overtime. You know, a lot of people hate on Tim Tebow, but he's got more playoff wins than an awful lot of quarterbacks in the NFL. Just saying. But you know, I've collected cards from every season that he's had. So, you know, we have with the Jets. I believe this was a gift from somebody. I want to say Chris Gayton. Yeah, I've got some cool stuff from the Jets. I've got this kind of card that's kind of cool. I'm praying after the game. And then, you know, he was actually with the Patriots for a little bit, so I've got some stuff with the Patriots. I've got 1 Jags card. I got a lot of his baseball stuff, actually. I picked up his Kaboom when I saw that was a thing. Tim Tebow Kaboom card. A couple of his just like random baseball cards, like Father's Day, and I think that's the Bowman. This one's kind of cool. It's from the Buddy the Elf team issue jersey. We're big Christmas movie fans. So he has that Buddy the Elf jersey from when he was playing. I got to see him play a couple times, and when he came to Indy, he was playing for the Mets AAA team, and they came to Indy to play against the Indianapolis Indians. So I got to go see him play. I think we went on like a Thursday and then a Saturday or something like that, so I got to see him twice. It's pretty fun. Got a PSA 10. I picked this up somewhere. PSA 10 Bowman Chrome rookie for Tim Tebow. Just a little collector's item there. But no, man, I enjoy collecting my Tim Tebow cards. I like reading his books. I like watching anything that he does. You know, he's got some cool swag that I've picked up before. He's done some really cool fundraisers for the Tim Tebow Foundation. Him and his wife, they do a lot with like trying to end sex trafficking overseas, in the country, all over the world, really. And they had like a big goal. I think it was for his birthday one year, and so we did some of that stuff. It's on our YouTube channel somewhere. But that was cool. But yeah, man, Tim Tebow, always an inspiration, still an inspiration. Somebody that I want my kids to look up to, both as an athlete, competitor, and as just a person, being unashamed to follow Jesus. So yeah, my favorite athlete all time. He has definitely meant a lot to me through my, you know, teenage years to now I'm in my 30s. And so I'm sure you guys have some athletes that you can relate to like that. Tim Tebow is mine.